Come on. Damn dog. Just loves taking a sweet time with everything. Oof. That'd be. Ugh. Took off. We done? Where'd you go? Took off. I swear to God. Oh, there he is. Come on, doggo. Come here. Come on. Come on. Lazy boy. Ah, goofy little thing. Goofy boy. Goof. Sit that right there for a sec. Oh, look at that little face. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at that little boy. Alright. There we go. I'm committed to this joke. Evidently, dude. I just don't really think it works as well just on the virtue of, like, it's not her full name. And frankly, it's... it ain't gonna happen. You'd be better with, like, Annie Bashir or fucking whatever, you know. First name is Shapiro. I mentioned it before, but I'll say again, calling it. It's gonna be one of those two guys. One of those two will be the Veeps. Got a new vape today, Wi-Fi OG hybrid. Well, then it ain't OG if it's a hybrid. If it's a hybrid, then it sure shit ain't an OG at that point. This one quick. Goofy doggo. That's a brand name, but yeah, it's good regardless. Oh, that's the name of the brand? Oh, well, that's confusing. What should we name our brand? Whitefire OG, specifically. It's like, why not just call it like the Whitefire, like, cannabis brand? Because that actually sounds like, because that sounds cool, but when you put OG in there, it just kind of makes it confusing. Yeah, I'm smoking on this hybrid by Whitefire OG. It's like, what? It's like, wait, so that ain't the strain name? No. Strain name is like, you know, Girl Scout Bubble Gush OG Fluffer Muff Kush or some shit. I don't know, you know, it's like, who knows what they're naming it these days, but it's just like, yeah, you know, that's what I got, you know, but it's by Whitefire OG. It's just like, what? A strain made a hybrid strain. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like a strain gained sentience and now is making strains. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe like their whole idea is like, yeah, we basically like made a strain, Wi-Fi OG sentient. and spoke to us, and now it's making all these hybrid vapes. You silly little mutt. Goofy thing. Zook off bolting his eyes around, just be like, "Where's the fly? Where is it?" So cute. Fuck, hold on. Ah. Ugh. Fucking hell. Ugh. God, that is so annoying. Especially when it's just like, oh, no. God, it's like, bleh. Fucking hate nasal drip. It's not even like, there's not even a reason for it right now. It's just like, bleh. It's just fucking awful. Awful, I say. You know what? It's actually awful, so I don't have my coffee right here. Now I do. Friday, they do apes for $10. On Mondays at the place I go to, they just give you 4 grams instead of an eighth. Buy an eighth, you get half a gram free. Which, that shit actually adds up. If you just end up buying a shitload of apes, or buy, an equivalent of apes, then you can kind of squeeze around, some loopholes with that. I'd like to buy an eighth of this, but since it does have a half gram addition, then you pretty much can say that, and then say you want an eighth of something else, and then an eighth of something else, and then eventually, before you know it, you end up having a full eighth for free, basically, depending on how much you get. How many apes would you need to basically have an eighth free? For that to be the case. I mean, so 7 apes. So it's almost a fucking ounce at that rate. So you pretty much, okay, yeah, I guess you pretty much get like, that probably doesn't seem worth it now that I think about it. Just depending on what you get. Because, I mean, pre-packed, like ounces of shit are pretty fucking cheap at like $60 or whatever. I guess it just depends if, the dispo that you go to does that. And if they don't, then probably not cost effective. Yeah, I mean, like, it just kind of depends on, like, what the sales are and, like, how good the weed is. Like, and if they even have prepackaged ounces and what the prices are for that. So, it depends. But hey, I mean, honestly, half a gram of extra weed is half a gram of extra weed, bro. So, if I'm getting an eighth and I end up having a half gram on top of that, so it's just 4 grams collectively, it's like, I ain't complaining. Was this the fly you were wanting, buddy? You just flew over here. You're looking the wrong direction. Yeah, you went that way. Mama got you a few pre-rolls and such because she hated me smoking in Bama. Probably because it's legal in New Mexico and it's illegal in Alabama. Less likely for you to be arrested for it or some shit. Or if, like, for some reason a cop has to, like, show up at your place for whatever dumb reason, like, and, they happen to show up and see all that, material, they ain't gonna do shit. But Alabama to be like, what's all that? Looks like I might have to get these cuffs on you, kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, I could probably see why she probably didn't like it there. I mean, to be fair, if I was in an illegal state, I'd definitely be way more on deal about it. Though, to be fair, you won't catch me being in one of those illegal states anyway. Didn't you just eat some food earlier, like 10 minutes ago, dog? Now you're back. No, he's getting annoyed by the flies. Now they're all starting to buzz on him now that he's in here. He keeps chasing him around, it's funny. Getting into dabs, gonna get some dabbages for after the concert. Dabbages? Dabbages? Is that like some Zoomy lingo that I haven't heard of before yet? Probably finally dropped those shrooms before. Well, if it's your first show, it's probably better to not do that yet. I mean, I've been, because I've been to a shitload of shows before I decided to, take shrooms at one. Which, the one that I went to when I did that was absolutely totally fucking worth it. But, I mean, it's, if you haven't done it before, especially if you haven't done shrooms or been to a show yet, then I would probably wait a little bit. At least for something like that. That was phone autocorrect. Done shrooms several times. Oh, well, okay. Well, I don't know what, your specific, drug history is. Okay, there, bud. Okay, there, boy guy. I don't know. I mean, I've done it, I've done it a couple times myself, and, honestly, at least for me, it never really, trips me out. There's only been, one time where it did, but it was very introspective. And then with the one on the show, that was just, well, I don't know, that was just a show and just, awesome music, colors, dancing, all that shit, so. Last time, the floor became lava, apparently. I mean, not really too surprised. I mean, your brain will start, that's why they call it tripping out, because your brain will start think some wild things. Like the floor is all wavy and like lava. Man, you're on just a fly hunt today, bro. Your girlfriend stayed in bed because the floor was lava. I ate an entire mushroom bar by myself. Well, if you eat the whole damn thing by yourself, evidently you're going to be kind of locked in place a little bit and just tripping out. I need to have one of those, at one point. Just be somewhere where I could just kind of just chill and just have a shitload of them. Just and so I never have had enough to just have enough for the full vibe, so to speak. But $35. Well, that ain't really too bad. Get a little bowl loaded on that for shizzles. There we go. Well, let's see what's down for the YouTube town. Let us share. I'm just glad I have a little weekend. My little weekend, because if it wasn't, then I'd be like, oh shit, I have to go to work soon. But I'm just like, nah, fuck that. Hell no. And honestly, I'm just kind of like, getting to the point where I'm just not even really motivated to like be up there at this point anymore. Though, at least I found out that we're getting a new assistant manager for our department, which I'm kind of surprised that, one of our other coworkers hasn't just been promoted to that, because there's at least like two, maybe like three others that, in our department that I think honestly, should just be an assistant already. But nope, they're just going to like get somebody else instead, and just hire a totally new person for that. It's like, I mean, okay, but like there's plenty of people who already know how to do that shit who already work here. Just fucking give him like the mandatorial rates and, then just fucking make him assistant. There you go, boom. You don't have to change anything besides that. I keep getting recommended Demon stream from yesterday. Just simply says yelling at people. Just yelling at people that like I think are just stupid. It's like, oh shit. Which, I don't even really blame her. I've been like watching some of her stuff, especially after like the last couple days, just tuning in. And I find it kind of hilarious that, not just from like, her streams, but from like other people have been like listening to or just like looking at the reactions, so to speak, from this. From like Kamala stepping up, or I guess basically, well, not really stepping up, but basically just like having a strap just like kind of like just plopped on her lap. Like, here you go. Now it's up to you. And everyone's just like freaking the fuck out over it. I'm noticing like some comments on like Demon's videos recently being like, man, that Zan is starting to like get really kind of cultish about this whole like Biden thing and blah blah blah. I'm just like, am I feeling some vindication? Because it just kind of feels that way. I'm just like, this little dork, pretty much doesn't really offer much. It's starting to kind of like turn people off just because he's such a fucking weird Biden simp. It's like, especially now, it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you weird kid? It's like, I think that just really shows that he does not like have any real like political instinct or intuition. Isn't really fucking smart, and just thinks that because he's like, a part of this like broader like kind of, I don't even think he should, but like the lefty stream bro kind of fucking, sphere, it's like suddenly it's like words should be kind of considered, at least to the smaller like kind of side of things. It's, like with some of these smaller channels, it's like bro, if you're actually wanting to do this type of shit, actually, I don't know, talk with people for one, because you never fucking, like, Zan never does that shit. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him actually, like, talk with somebody. Like, be a guest on someone's show or have a guest on his show. Like, never. Never has that ever happened. So it's like, how am I supposed to take your fucking word where you don't even talk to other people? And plus, he just will literally shut down and, like completely just be like, no, I'm not even going to consider anything about this person just because of, like, one wrong little fucking thing. Which, honestly, all things considered, I'm starting to wonder why now. Because, like, if people are starting to see how much of a dishonest little shit this little prick is, then it's like, now I'm starting to wonder if, like, all these other things in the past about this little twerp is actually kind of real or not. So, because that kid's been under hot water before. And I'm just like, because honestly, for a lot of it, like, I didn't really give a shit about it, because honestly, a lot of it's just nonsense. Like, oh, you might have just cult or something. But it's like, at this point, I'm starting to wonder, it's like, even if like it's still bullshit. I wonder where like the grain of truth is on that. Because if he's willing to like weasel his way around just even like shit that does not, or nor should really affect him, like when it comes to like electoralism or voting or whatever, especially dying on that fucking hill that is like being a weird Biden sycophant. It's like what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? You really like it makes me wonder. It's like you really think you're gonna be like like some rising like left streamer guy, pretty much like coming up being like, oh well, all these others don't exactly realize what the real truth is here, so let me kind of like rise up to that. It's like it ain't working, bro. I'll tune into his shit every now and then. He never goes like beyond like at most maybe like 300 people. While at least like people like even Demon for as small of a channel as she is will get like 600-700 people sometimes. It's like evidently it's like you're not really exactly attracting quite a crowd there, bro. She'll give us a bar each. Cool. But like when it comes to my critiques, with like Zan, honestly, it ain't just him either. I mean, he, if anything, he's just kind of like, for me at least, just kind of the like I don't know, like the fucking effigy, that would basically be like the representation of that for me, in a sense, because there's a lot of people like him right now. I saw like some. I didn't like actually watch it, but I like watched one of these like weird blue manga weirdos be like, oh, having the Democrat Party forcing him to step down is just so undemocratic. Blah, 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 blah. Like they're just straight up like blue MAGA chuds, just straight fucking having their liberal brains melt over this and becoming genuinely unhinged fucking freaks. Like, I know it's kind of like used as a meme for a little bit, but it's like a real thing. Like the whole like blue anon / like blue MAGA, like it's a real fucking thing. And these people are just legitimately unhinged. It's like they've been so broken and so conditioned into electoralism and just blue no matter who that they just can't fathom the idea of stirring the pot up a little bit. Like it's just like something that is literally unfathomable. I mean, even to a lot of the, like these, lesser to evil, like, blue, voters and shit, like, even they are, like, willing to be more open about the idea of, like, well, switch up with someone that actually is worth, voting blue for, blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, there was a lot of, like, begrudgingly, maybe, when it came to, like, Trump. Or, not Trump. Sorry, when it came to Biden. But, like, at this point, there's a lot more enthusiasm when it comes to Kamala. So it's like, why in the fuck would anyone, as like some like blue Democrat loyalist fuckball be like, oh, bleh, how dare they? It's like, shouldn't you be like jumping in on that fucking train too? It really shows like how fucking wild this election has been so far. At least from what I could tell from everything from the past elections that I remember. Actually, I want to try to see if I can find that little thing real quick here. Because I actually kind of want to see a little bit of a... This one. There we go. There we go. Cool. Yeah, What was besides that nonsense? What other little absurdities happen? Not sure if it was. Netanyahu accused protesters of being funded by Iran. Where the fuck is my money then, dumbass? Damn rip. Oh, because I remember he was supposed to speak at the Congress and shit today too. Did he actually do that today, or has that happened? Did that happen yet, or is he going to? Because I've heard he was supposed to. Which, honestly, like that fucker ought to, like, if he like he ought to be in fucking prison. But honestly, that's not exactly my take. That's just my more civility take of it. Like, did it not happen today? Oh no, it did. Okay, well, what the fuck? Where'd that be? Not the bull. Oh, here it is. Here we go. Yeah, so he did do it today. Well, shit. Let's look at this. Let's see what garbage fucking lies and absurdity and maybe softly some comedic relief. Maybe? Because we can laugh at him. Ooh. And maybe burp in his face.
AP stream is ahead. I don't care. We'll watch it on this one. I'm so mad. It has nothing to do with the YouTube thing. I'm mad at this. This is disgusting. This is 100% the equivalent of like putting up, I'm straight up saying it. This is literally being like, yo, Adolf, come talk. Like, come talk, please. I
mean, honestly, might as well be. In an alternate universe where fucking Charles Lindbergh or Lindbergh or whatever his name was, won the election instead of Franklin D. Roosevelt, and fucking was like, yo, Hitler, I know it's about 1939, I know you just invaded Poland and shit, did the Anschluss and all that stuff, but, come to America, let's have a chat, my boy. Adolf the boy, let's fucking have a chat, my dude. That's basically is exactly what the fuck it is.
U.S. Congress. And it's wild that this was a bipartisan invite from Chuck Schumer, who like a month prior to inviting him alongside Michael Johnson, Michael Penis, had literally said he's awful and we have to replace him with Benny Gantz. So I got all the smoke today. Listen, we're gonna be Israel posting today. Okay, I'm gonna be talking about Israel. So I know that that's like something that a lot of fair weather Democrats who only talk about I
mean, honestly, all things considered, this topic has been brushed under the rug for a little bit because of a lot of the absurdity that's been happening in American politics for like the past month, and there's just been a lot more insane shit going on. Even I haven't really have updated myself to a lot of insane shit that's been happening, but Israel's been taking advantage of the distractions that America has been hitting with right now and basically just going full ham. I mean, like, in the international world, like, it's not the same, but they don't give a fuck. Like, Israel, like, ultimately, they care about what America's opinion is about them. They don't give a fuck if the rest of the world hates them. In fact, they just can say that, well, see, Hamas and these Nazi ideas of anti-Semitism still reign in the entire world today. Like, and they are doing that, so it's just like, I mean, they could give a shit. They already have their talking point on it, and they would do the same thing here, and they obviously did. So, like, I mean, that's why they only really care if, about America's take on this. And if anything, that's probably why Netanyahu did this in the first place, is try to kind of, like, galvanize, and try to kind of regain what support he might have lost. Which, he ain't getting it back. Maybe with a few, like, stupid libtard fucking morons, but beyond that, he ain't winning anyone back. If anything, I find it utterly detestable that a Hitlerite fucking fascist Nazi scumbag like Netanyahu, is walking up in the fucking House of Congress and, being able to make this Nazi fucking speech. Like, because we ought to, like, start calling these motherfuckers for who they are. Like, the Israeli state and these, pieces of shit that support them are just fucking Nazis when it comes to this. Like, when it comes to this issue specifically, just call them for what they are. Fucking Nazi scum.
want to talk about progress, but never want to talk about this issue, you're going to hear a little bit about that, okay? So buckle in. Oh, bad news. What was the bad news? I mean, aside from this warmongering piece of shit with an arrest warrant application out right now at the International Criminal Court speaking to the U.S. Congress, the other bad news is Kamala Harris is potentially looking into Pete Buttigieg. And that's...
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Dude. Oh, my God. Yo, if Venom calls this shit... Oh, my God. Dude, I actually might have to, give Venom straight blowy if Pete Bootyfuck is straight up the VP, dude. Generic, weird-looking white guy, but gay, though? I mean, and a veteran? Oh, fuck, dude. I would think, it's like that would be a little too on the nose, I think, for the Dems, just on the virtue that, he already ran once, and he's, part of the Department of Transportation and all this other shit. So, it's I don't know. I just kind of feel like, he wouldn't really be, my first choice, obviously, if I was in her position, but, bro, it's alright. Dude, if that actually is, the decision, and it's yep, he's my VP, I'll dead-ass give him credit for that one. It's I know he's doing it as a bit, and as a joke for, Harry Butt 24, but he might actually be right. Shit, dude, he actually might be right. Holy fuck. Might be onto something, dude.
Horrible. That's like tomatoes. I'm throwing tomatoes, okay? Please don't do that. Please don't do that. That's a horrible idea. Anyway, let's get started.
Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
Mike Penis.
Senator Ben Cardin. Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Senators, members of Congress, distinguished guests. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for giving me the profound honor of addressing this great citadel of democracy for the
second Knesset that we have. We have our main Knesset in Israel, and then we have our second one here that you allow me to speak at.
time.
This guy looks like a fucking demon, bro. Jesus Christ, look at this fucking monster. Ugh. I mean, we got some, pretty unique monster-looking motherfuckers that, are in, the U.S. politics game and shit. But there's something uniquely fucking monstrous about this fucking scumbag demon, dude. This guy straight up looks like a fucking mutant. He's got, some Benito Mussolini vibes, too, for sure. This guy's just straight up full-on fucking fascist, and we allowed this fucking anti-democratic Nazi scumbag piece of shit to fucking walk in. Oh, my God. Ugh.
We meet today at a crossroads of history. Our world is in upheaval. In the middle...
Where there's a lot of anti-Semitism all over the world, and we will stand against it as a bunch of fascist scum.
Iran's axis...
We will use the IDF to drone strike and bomb the fuck out of everywhere as soon as we're done in Palestine. Because this anti-Semitism will never stand, and we'll have the Iron Dome all over the world.
Terror confronts America, Israel, and our Arab friends. This is not a clash of civilizations.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
It's a clash between barbarism and civilization.
Oh my God. Already citing the premise by it's Jesus Christ. Well, here's the Nazi rhetoric. Here it comes. Oh boy.
Gross.
Disgusting.
Piece of shit.
It's a clash between those who glorify death and those
I like you fucking monstrous fucking death worshiping piece of shit. Fuck you.
sanctify life.
Bro, dude, you are the barber. You are the barbarism. You are doing the barbarism.
For the force
You're the fucking barbaric demon that is fucking You know, there is one thing that is kind of correct. It is, you know, between barbarism and civilization, but the barbarism is being done by Netanyahu and his fucking ilk. Like, I mean, that's who's doing it. Like, he wants to slide the premise by to be like, well, you know, our Arab friends, you know, are the ones who are actually the allies, but these barbarous fucking, you know, animals over here, though. Like, that's what he's trying to apply. It's like, no, that's you, motherfucker.
40,000 in a conservative estimate.
America and Israel must stand together.
You know what? And I bet you some of these Biden sycophants like Xander Hall, you know, really want Biden in there because of how unconditionally, you know, and unequivocally Zionist that Biden is. Because, like, you know, they know that, you know, Kamala might be a little bit more open to be pressuring a ceasefire, you know, and shit like that. And there is a off chance that she might. I honestly doubt it. I don't really think these weird fucking Biden loyal freaks, you know, have anything to worry about when it comes to that shit. But, I mean, I think because they're worried about that, you know, being even remotely open as a possibility, they're just like, well, no, we have to have him there because we can keep doing the, you know, Zionist agenda. You know, that's when it comes to establishing, you know, the great Israeli state and exterminating the Palestinian people. Like, I mean, at that rate, it's like, yo, dog, you got nothing to worry about. Kamala probably ain't going to be changing much on this at all. There's motherfuckers straight hooting and hollering over this. I want to see this fucking crowd, bro. I want to, like, see the camera pan, dude. I want to see it pan out to, like, different people and shit. I want to see who's hootering, who's hollering, and, like, who's standing up and giving fucking standing ovation. Like, who are those motherfuckers? I want to know.
They're clapping for him!
Because when we stand
They're
together,
clapping harder for him than, like, you know, Trump or Biden, you know, like, when it comes to this shit, dude. Like, they're treating him more like America's leader than our own.
something very simple happens. We win, they lose.
It's going to be so hard for me not to say terms of service violations right now. Like, every person.
I am doing the same.
They're giving him a standing ovation the entire time.
And my friends, I came to assure you today of one thing. We will win.
Oh, here we go. Look at these fucking scum, dude. Look at these puppets. Look at these fucking puppets, you know, having a standing ovation to the fucking master of the puppets, bro. Or at least one of the master of puppets.
Ladies and gentlemen, like December 7th, 1907 is 1841, and September 11th, 2001. October 7th is a day that will forever live.
Is he real? Oh my god, go fuck yourself now, you actual scumbag piece of shit. Oh my god, he's really trying to tug at like some Americana heartstrings by referencing Pearl Harbor and 9/11. Fuck you, bro. And also, no one gives a shit about Pearl Harbor anymore. Like, the last time I think, you know, we had like a moment of silence or like, you know, some time of like, oh, Pearl Harbor, like, was probably like in middle school for me. Like, you know, like after like 2010, we're like, this is kind of old. We care more about 9/11, so like, at this point, I mean, like, no one really gives a shit. Like, I mean, are we serious? I mean, not in the sense of like, oh, like, who cares, but in the sense of like, oh, well, you know, that's just a part of American history. It was a fucking crazy thing to happen, but it's what you learn. It's part of textbooks you learn about, you know, whatever. You know, it's like, that's pretty much what it is now at this rate. Like, I mean, no one's gonna get their heartstrings pulled and tugged on over Pearl Harbor, you fuck. And honestly, even, you know, at this point, 9/11 slowly but surely not really, you know, being such a, you know, like, tug string as it used to. Like, it ain't like 2005 anymore. It ain't like, you know, 2011 where you can still do that. I mean, like, because there's a lot of people that just, at this rate, you know, weren't even alive yet. And are, like, in their 20s, you know, that, you know, probably just could give a fuck about it. Because they weren't alive at that time. I mean, it's like, and shit, even I don't, like, have that much, like, veneration over it, because if anything, in hindsight, it led to a lot of fucked shit, you know, and a lot of crazy things that happened, you know, growing up in my childhood. So, if anything, like, what is it to venerate about it? At least for me. So, if anything, I fall in that same category. Like, why should I give a fuck? Yeah, it sucks a bunch of people died, yeah, but, you know, I think, you know, the end result of what happened ended up being far more fucking catastrophic for the world than that event in itself. I mean, if anything, like, all that was because of that event.
It was the Jewish holiday of Simchat Torah. It began as a perfect day, not a cloud in the sky. Thousands of young Israelis...
Oh my fucking god, trying to tell, like, you know, like Meatmon's telling me a bedtime story. Go fuck off, you... I'm really trying hard to, like, really not, like, just pop off right now. Because this actual fucking demonic monster, you know, wants to, like, you know, come up here and say all this bullshit. Like, the only thing, you know, that should happen is, like, hello, welcome, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, like, at this point, there should be, like, some fucking, like, cops, like, Capitol Police just rolling up and arresting his ass. Like, right about this point. He's like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And have, like, this entire, you know, crowd be like, boo! And just start freaking out over it. But the Capitol Police just keep going with it, put the fuck cuffs on him, escort him out, put him on a plane to send him to the fucking Hague and shit. Yeah, that'd be nice.
We're celebrating at an outdoor music festival.
You wanna reference that and spew some lies? Because, bitch, like, there's plenty of evidence to say that the IDF purposely, you know, sabotage a lot of that shit, so way more people would die. So, fuck off. Fuck off with that. Like, there's plenty of evidence that, like, a lot, like, because I know one major thing that, you know, they forget to talk about is like, well, Hamas burned all their cars down so they couldn't escape. It's like, after an investigation on, like, those burnt vehicles and shit, like, the materials used to burn them down, like, Hamas want to have that. They want to be able to, like, have enough material to burn all those fucking cars down. Maybe, like, one or two of a Molotov cocktail, but, like 100-something cars, like, you know, like, all in a row and shit, you know, in such a rapid fashion. No, that they don't got, you know, the material for that shit.
And suddenly, at 6:29 a.m., as children were still sleeping soundly in their beds in the towns and kibbutzim next to Gaza, suddenly heaven turned into hell. 3,000 Hamas terrorists.
Yeah, he's gonna do gory details of October 7. He's gonna lie about some of the things that happened. Of course, he's not gonna bring up the fact that the IDF also messed up majorly, and that he is seen as, like,
messed up. I mean, they messed up just as much as the IDF Air Force fucking messed up when they, you know, shot the fuck out of the USS Liberty. So yeah, bullshit.
The reason why October 7 happened, like how it was ever allowed to happen. We're not even going to get to any of that real shit. He is a monstrous piece of shit.
They rape women.
Yeah.
And just straight up doing, like, he's just straight up doing historical revisionism. Like, this is what Nazis did. This is what fucking fascists do, period. And he's, you know, just wanting the same with these motherfuckers. I mean, he literally looks like some weird, like, ghoulish, like a ghoulified Mussolini. Like, they, like, resurrected him and, like, put some weird, like, youth serum on his, like, rotting corpse and fucking, like, you know, and this is the result. Like, it might as well just be that. It's like, ugh.
They burnt babies alive.
None of that is real!
None of that happened!
Parents in front of their children.
None of that happened.
And children in front of their
parents. If anything, the IDF has been doing this shit. Like, if anything, the IDF has been known to do this shit to people. Like, I mean, like, and so what the fuck is he saying? Like, this is just... I needed, like, a beep button so I could just, like, have that right next to the mic for a moment, just so I could, like, pop the fuck off for me. I mean, because Mutiny doesn't really do it justice, because it's just silence. Like, we need a little, like, something comical to add or something. Like, because the things I want to say right now.
They dragged 255 people, both living and dead.
I like that little pop-up says, as of now, like, in an attempt to maybe, like, well, you know, it's like, well, maybe it might come up. It's like, if it has to come up now that any of that, like, if there's no evidence of those claims, from the 7th that it, popped up by now, then hey, it never happened.
Dark dungeons of Gaza. Israel has already brought home 135 of these hostages, including 7 who were freed in daring rescue operations.
Yeah, then you bobbed the fuck out of a bunch of them, and then your IDF fucking thugs shot and killed 3 of them. And, and shot and killed a few American hostages, too. So go fuck yourself, you piece of fucking scum. And still having to stand it, like, nothing, about, like, the fact that, like, these hostages have been killed by the fucking IDF, too. Including American hostages. Like, yeah, let's, no mention of that.
One of those freed hostages, Noor Gamani, is here in the gallery, sitting near my wife, Sarah.
Oh my god, yeah, use one for a political pawn, why don't you, you fucking bastard?
Morning.
She doesn't really exactly look very pleased. She does not exactly look pleased that she just kind of got called out like that. I think she just kind of wanted just to kind of be there. Like, I don't think she expected, to be called out like that. She does not exactly look very happy.
On the morning of October 7th, the entire world saw Noah's look of desperation as she was violently abducted to Gaza on the back of a motorcycle. I met Noah's mother, Leora, a few months ago. She was dying of cancer. She said to me...
Oh my god, dude, this fucking piece of shit, bro. He is... Oh, dude, he's worse than Trump about this shit. Dude, he's like, I mean, it's like straight up. Like, because I know Trump will always like to be like, oh yes, look at this poor family. Like, dude, Republicans do that shit in general all the time. Dude, this motherfucker's so much worse about it.
Prime Minister, I have one final wish. I wish to hug my daughter Noah one last time before I die. 2 months ago, I authorized a breathtaking commando rescue operation. Our special forces, including a heroic officer named Arnonz Morat, who fell in this battle.
You guys are mentally
rescued Noah
ill.
and 3 other hostages.
If you think we're mentally ill for saying that, like, a person who is designated as a war criminal, okay, who has been responsible for the death and destruction of an entire area, filled to the brim, an open air prison, filled to the brim, 40,000 dead, the majority women and children. If we think that that guy is a piece of shit and that makes us mentally ill, then yeah, I guess we're mentally ill. We're the ones who are mentally ill. You're right. Like, this is equivalent to Adolf Hitler giving a speech and the American Congress giving him a standing ovation. Like, straight up.
It just is. Or Mussolini. Or any of these fucks.
It's insane. There is no world in which this would, like, ever happen.
Many hostage families are also here with us today, including Eliyahu Bibas. Eliyahu Bibas is the grandfather of those 2 beautiful red-headed boys, the Bibas boys, toddlers. And they were taken hostage with their mother and and Eliyahu's son. The entire family was taken hostage. 2 beautiful red-haired children taken hostage. What monsters. And with us also is Iris.
Unlike me, a monster myself.
Whose son, Yotam, bravely escaped Hamas captivity with 2 other Israelis, and tragically they were killed.
Oh my god, this is so fucking disgusting, bro. It's just basically like a fucking circle jerk fest of a fucking fascist just, gloating and, just doing revisionism and rewriting history, just for the fucking, lulz and memes for it. To re-galvanize, this fucking support for a fucking goddamn genocide and a fascist expansionism and extermination against another group of people. Like, this is just literally what this fucking shit is. Does he like get the fuck over this shit eventually, or does he just continue doing like, oh, the hospital?
For any of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women of the IDF come from every corner of Israeli society, every ethnicity, every color, every creed, left and right.
Yeah, and many of them, that come from different backgrounds tend to be heavily discriminated against too. So, what the fuck is your point there, bud? I mean, you're the same government that literally has done fucking sterilization programs on Ethiopian Jews in your own fucking state. So shut the fuck up. Like, this means nothing to me, you wordless bastard. You fucking
religious
ghoul.
And secular. All are imbued with the indomitable spirit of the Maccabees, the legendary Jewish warriors of antiquity. With us today is Yechiel Leiter, the father of one of those Maccabees. Yechiel's father escaped the Holocaust and found refuge in America. As a young man,
this dude is straight up trying to do some ancient birthright fuck. How is this any different than oh well, the Zarians have ruled with their finest warriors for 1,000 years until all got destroyed by the barbarians and shit. It's how's it any different from this shit? It just isn't. It's the only difference is it's just based off of some Judaic Zionistic fucking biblical revisionism versus some weird Nazi esotericism. It's that's just pretty much the difference. Either way, it's still weird far right fascistic occultish esotericism. Either way, it's just their own weird brand of it.
Yechiel moved to Israel and raised a family of 8 children. He named his eldest
this
son,
whole weird ancient Jewish warrior shit is just a call to full on this is the same thing that fascists do when it comes to the whole warrior birthright shit. Every fascist nation does this type of shit. Every fascist organization, every fascist party, fascist leaders, this is just literally a common trope. It's one of the it's literally baby's first fascism 101 thing.
Moshe, after his late father. Moshe became,
really, it's just one of the easiest things to point out when it comes to them.
An exemplary officer in one of our elite commando units. He served with distinction for 2 decades while raising 6 beautiful children of his own. On October 7th, Moshe volunteered to return to combat. 4 weeks later,
dude,
he was killed when a booby-trapped mine exploded in a tunnel shaft right
Who cares? Fuck him.
next to a mosque. In his son's funeral, Yechiel said this: if the state of Israel had not been established after the Holocaust, the image engraved in our collective
I know the
memory
Leiter family
would have been
personally.
the
They're
photograph
settlers.
of that helpless Jewish boy in the Warsaw Ghetto holding his hands up in the air with Nazi rifles pointed at him.
But what about the Palestinian children that have fucking fascist IDF barrels, of their guns pointed at them? That doesn't matter, though? Fuck off.
Because of the birth of Israel, Yechiel continued, because of the courage of soldiers like my son Moshe, the Jewish people are no longer helpless in the face of our enemies.
Escape the Holocaust just to be abandoned by Israel and have the genocidal state brainwash his son and then lose them to Israel's genocidal operation? I know. He's like, dude, listen, he was on his way to go smell some Palestinian underwear that he found in a hollowed out apartment complex, and he blew up.
Yeah. Oh, wow. What a travesty. I mean, it might as well just basically have, Mussolini be or, having one of his, black shirts, going to Sicily, fucking, taking out, some village that, it's, full of, fucking partisans or some shit. Or whatever the fuck. And just being oh, well, he got killed by a fucking, booby trap mine that these, damned partisans, put out, and blah, blah, blah. And, and just, saying this as, some standing to, American Congress or some shit. It's, and trying to treat, these fucking fascists, fucking soldiers as, some fucking heroes. I mean, it's if Hitler, decided to roll up and be oh, these, lieutenant, of the SS Infantry, Mechanized Division, or whatever. It's just I mean, no, it's just fucking ridiculous and beyond unacceptable. It's just fucking absurd and just downright demonic.
To so we can honor your son's sacrifice. And I pledge to you and to all the bereaved families of Israel,
I don't care.
some of whom are in this hall today.
I don't care.
I don't care. Fuck them. Fuck all of them. Honestly, just fuck them. I got no sympathy for these pieces of shit. They don't get my empathy. They're fucking scum. So fuck them.
It's so hard. I'm trying so hard not to say some shit, dude.
Well, I got a little leeway here. I just can't say certain shit. But frankly, you know what? I'll just say fuck them.
I'm trying so hard not to be on Fox News. Oh my God. America first, by the way. Yeah, Republicans love talking about America first, by the way.
Until, Netanyahu shows something, it's like, oh, well, our real president, oh, God, no. Like, yeah, it's like, give me a fucking break. Like, man, there ain't nothing more that gets me waving the red, white, and blue than fucking, this shitbag fucking Israeli state and, British people. Like, there's nothing more that gets me waving the red, white, and blue than that. British people and just the state of Israel itself. That's like nothing more, dude.
There is no world. I don't think that actual Republicans that aren't like the psychopathic biblical evangelical Protestants that think like Israel is going to bring about the rapture, outside of those guys, I don't think any Republican listens to this rabid, monstrous piece of shit and watch their representatives and watch their senators get up and give more of a rabid applause to a foreign nation's leader than their own president when their own president speaks, okay? This is a more rabid audience, a more bipartisan audience than when a Democratic president addresses Congress, than when a Republican president addresses Congress. This is incredible, okay? This is incredible shit. There is no better representation that America is completely bought and sold to corporate interests, that American Congress is completely bought and sold to whatever our foreign policy is going to be in the Middle East, than what you are experiencing right now, okay?
Yep. Couldn't say that better myself.
There is no way, I do not believe that like Republicans in Alabama that aren't like super invested in this televangelist narrative of the rapture coming are going to look at this and go, wow, I really love that my congressperson is out there clapping like a seal when this guy's saying like, we have to defend Israel. It's the most important state. Like, no shot. No.
It's just like more important than you in America. And if that means that America must burn it for us to rise, then so be it. It's just like, I mean, that's pretty much just how it feels. It's like, nah, you're all going to, defend us and support us. And if you all have to burn for us, the more important state than you, then so be it. It's like, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, like, it just shows that this whole, like, Zionist, project that the state of Israel and a lot of these fucking evangelical Christians here in America want to push. It just shows that it doesn't matter how it gets done. The ends justify the means, and if that means we have to, like, uphold, ancient, like, biblical warrior philosophy and shit, then so be it. Like, which is, shocker, fascist as fuck, and barbaric as fuck, and savage as fuck. So, shocker. Why am I not surprised by that? That's why, when it comes to shit, I just call a spade with this shit. Because, like, because this weird fucking, like, hyper-racial, ethnic fucking, like, perspective around it, where it's just like, oh, it's just like this, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, that's inherently a right-wing way of fucking thinking with the shit. Like, it just inherently is. That's why I honestly get pissed when people are like, what, you being Semitic? It's like, fuck no. It's like, I mean, there's plenty of Jewish people that are against this shit. Especially when it comes to the Jewish diaspora. So it's like, excuse fuck me for, like, agreeing with most of the Jewish people. So it's like, go fuck yourself. I mean, it's like, because this idea that has anything to do with that shit is just bullshit. Like, because if that's the case, then how come a bunch of evangelical Christians who are fucking mostly Anglo-Saxon fucking inbred hillbillies in the South for the most part and shit, why do you think you're the ones that are supporting this shit the most? At least in America. Like, why is it evangelical Christians that do that? Why is it, because they're not, most of them, if not all of them, are pretty much not, like, ethnically Jewish. So what the fuck is it? So where's that come from? So, I mean, there's an extra level of fucking, framing with it. And, it's like a lot of these fucking weird Zionists, understand and recognize that shit, but they never want to actually admit it. Because they know if they did, they'll sound like fucking religious psychopaths, because that's what the fuck they are. They have to make it like some cultural, racial thing in order to justify their fucking beliefs, because, they're just a bunch of dirty, sewer-dwelling Arabs anyway. They could just say that shit. And they have. Because they're able to at least, slide that by, a bunch of people and say, well, they're just all Hamas or whatever the fuck, and all terrorists and all this and shit, and be able to, get away with their actions way more than, it's based off of, biblical edict. Like, what's going to sell more?
God, dude.
They refuse to make the simple distinction between those who target terrorists and those who target civilians, between the democratic state of Israel and the terrorist thugs of Hamas.
See? Told you.
We recently learned from the National Security Director, U.S. Director of National Intelligence, that Iran is funding and promoting anti-Israel protests in America. They want to disrupt America.
Yeah.
So these protesters burn American flags even on the 4th of July. And I wish to salute...
Who gives a shit?
The fraternity brothers...
Hey, guess what, Netanyahu? We have a thing called the First Amendment here. We could do that here, too, and I'm sure plenty of Americans did on the 4th. Because who gives a shit? Like, I mean, that's literally, like, probably one of the most patriotic things you could do as a fucking American, is to, show criticism of your own government, especially on the day of its independence and all that.
The University of North Carolina.
Oh, God! Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
The American flag.
Bro, this is American culture war shit. He's doing American culture war issues, brother. I'm telling you, he is just a Republican. Just a Republican, okay?
He's a Republican in their final form.
He is literally doing American culture war notes.
Oh, my God! What in the fuck are they chanting USA for? What is the actual... oh my God, I'm about to throw... no, I'm about to puke. They might as well be chanting Israel. Like, cause at that point, because, like, I mean, this ain't the president. This ain't fucking Trump. Like, what are they chanting that for?
For all we know,
yeah,
Iran is
clapping USA to Israel's prime minister is so funny. Yeah, no, totally.
But they're there.
Hey man, I don't know how y'all do it in Israel, but we got a thing called free speech here, okay? America, this shit ain't Israel, okay? You can't complain and cry about what is done to the American flag. Suck my dick.
You have officially
it's called the First Amendment.
Iran's
constitutionally
idiots.
Protected too, bitch. Bitch ass.
Motherfucker.
Imagine having a foreign leader coming into a U.S. Congress, shitting on American citizens, and having their own American representatives go, hell yeah, you're right. Suck my dick, you monstrous pieces of shit. You cowards. All of you. Shame on every single person.
Proclaiming.
Oh my God. Yeah, like, shame on, dude, like, like, it's when it comes to, like, people saying that, like, oh, Sean Bryan talking to RNC is a traitor, this and that, blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. You want to know who really are the traitors here? Yeah, like, when it comes to, like, America, and when it comes to, like, all, and really all this other shit, it's pretty much just entire fucking Congress and shit. Because you got this fucking, scumbag, shitting on America, shitting on our fucking, constitutional protected rights, shitting on the Constitution, and these fucking harpy fucking walrus seals are fucking clapping at this shit and giving a standing O. Fuck this entire government, dude. Fuck these scumbag piece of fucking shit. Oh God, wait, what's my friend saying? I've been noticing that's popping off a little bit. I'm assuming it has something to do with this. Hold on. I want to look at it. I kind of want to see what's happening here. He's getting unhinged. He's agreeing that Israel is committing genocide, but he thinks genocide is justified. What the fuck? Yeah, genocide is justified. Nah, dude, I would not even be that person's friend anymore. It's like, if you think it's justified, then, don't be crying to me when, like, you and your people get fucking genocided. Like, go fuck yourself, you actual piece of fucking shit. We just had a huge fight about it because he's drunk also. I'm drunk also, but I'm done. Dude, yeah, I would be too, man. Ugh, won't let me send that way. God damn it. Eh. I want to try to say like Mussolini, Israel, and the same thing. Bibi Israelini. Hold on, I just need to spell his name. Okay. Okay, do this super quick. Oops. There we go. What? I don't even know what Tyler just said there at the very last, or that very first point. Like, huh?
Gays for Gaza. They might as well hold up signs saying chickens for KFC.
Oh my god. Man, wow, what a way to pop back into this shit. Oh my god. What the fuck? Like, try to make some stupid little quip joke. Oh, man, the urge to, like... I'll just start... I can loosely say, like, he needs to be he needs to be, like, Benito Mussolini. He needs to get Mussolini'd.
Gross.
Ugh.
These protesters chant from the river to the sea, but many don't have a clue what river and what sea they're talking about.
Jordan Sea, Mediterranean Sea. Get fucked.
They not only get an F in geography...
Or Jordan River and the Mediterranean Sea. Get fucked. Like, you're gonna be shitting on American education? Hey, as an American, we get to do that, not you. Fuck off.
They get an F in history. They call Israel a colonialist state.
Because it is.
Don't they know that the land of Israel is where Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob prayed, where Isaiah and Jeremiah preached, and where...
Oh my fucking god. That's even implying if that shit ever happened. Fucking dingbat.
David and Solomon ruled.
You wanna hear it? Oops. I just kind of want to make sure that, you know, like if my friends reply, I kind of check it out because I kind of want to see what Rip City says. Could be an off chance he might pop in too.
Why is Hakeem Jeffries clapping at that? Why are you clapping at that, you donkey?
4,000 years,
you fucking donkey.
The land of Israel has been the homeland of the Jewish people. It's always been our home. It will always be our home.
The Germanic lands will always be the home of the Germanic peoples. You know, it's just like, yeah, like, you know, start speaking some Hitlerian shit more, you fucking Nazi piece of shit.
It's not only
Germania will always be the part of the Deutsches folk, and the Deutsches folk will always claim it as its homeland, as it always has been like for years. It's just like, I mean, this straight up sounds like some shit Hitler would say.
Campus protesters who get it wrong. It's also the people who run those campuses.
Those cultural Bolsheviks. Like, I'm just gonna start, like, you know, using, like, terminology Nazis used back in the day every time he starts to, like, you know, using, you know, just, like, tropes that they did.
80 years after the Holocaust. 80 years after the Holocaust. The presidents of Harvard, Penn, and I'm ashamed to say my alma mater, MIT, couldn't bring themselves to condemn the calls for the genocide of Jews. You remember what they said? They said, it depends on the context. Well, let me give these befuddled academics a little context.
By doing nothing but pure historical revisionism. And basically getting people to be conditioned into thinking, even if there is a genocide, that it's totally A-okay and justified.
Anti-Semitism is the world's oldest hatred. For centuries, the massacre...
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, here we go with this fucking bullshit. I already went off about this, but god damn it, dude.
...was always preceded by wild accusations. We were accused of everything.
Oh my god, yeah, like, yeah, bro, it's because that, like, Christians, you know, didn't believe in money lending, you know, and shit, because that was a sin, so those who weren't Christians, who usually would be Jews, you know, would be the ones who ran, like, you know, the treasuries and money lended and shit like that, and tended to a lot of money, so thus, yeah, whenever the king or the city-states and, you know, the royals and, you know, village leaders and shit, you know, started having problems, they always usually would blame, you know, those that were doing the money lending. Which, shocker, would more often than not be Jewish people. Like, so, like, I mean, there's a lot of historical context for it there, my dude, and you want to ignore, you know, the Christians that were doing that shit? You want to ignore that part of the history and the context, you fucking moron?
From poisoning wells, to spreading plagues, to using the blood of slaughtered children to bake Passover matzahs. These preposterous anti-Semitic lies led to persecution, mass murder, and ultimately to history's worst genocide, the Holocaust. Now, just as malicious lies...
Yeah, because I guess that whole Holocaust was literally like, you know, thousands in the years, you know, in the making.
...were leveled for centuries at the Jewish people. Malicious lies are now being leveled at the Jewish state. No, don't applaud.
Oh, shit. He's like, wait a minute, I'm not done. I'm not done spewing a bunch of bullshit. Says the guy over the world record in lies per capita. Which, honestly, that's fucking saying something, because if this guy's lying more than even Trump is, that, like, he really is, like, you know, the embodiment of the Republicans, dude. And also, I saw a reply. Hey, nope. Okay, there we go. Ah, fucking hell. Okay, there we go. I might ditch his ass, or he might do it for me. Apparently he's leaving. I don't know, he's drunk. He also went on a super misogynistic rant about how Harris that had literally no policy for icing on the cake. For the shit cake. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, liquid courage came out of Husky there, huh? Damn. What a fucking weirdo, dude. What a goddamn goober. Me and him would definitely not get along. Jesus. Dude, he might. It sounds like, the old Roski might just straight, go fucking Trump mode or something. Like, oh my god. Started to go Republican mode on us. Oh shit.
Listen. The outrageous slanders that paint Israel as racist and genocidal are meant to delegitimize Israel, to demonize the Jewish state, and to demonize Jews everywhere. And no wonder we've witnessed an appalling rise of anti-Semitism in America and around the world.
Yeah, dude, no. This definitely won't contribute to, like, an appalling rise of actual anti-Semitism.
Yeah, definitely not at all. And there's actually kind of one point that I forgot to mention about, like, my whole thing about this bullshit with the whole, like, anti-Semitic claim thing. Throwing that shit around willy-nilly and basically undermining actual anti-Semitism is what emboldens actual anti-Semites and Nazis. That's why, honestly, it also pisses me off, and why it's more of like some ethnic, cultural, racial thing, to people that, just, hang up on that, mainly Zionists when it comes to that shit, because it emboldens fucking Nazis who also hang up on that shit, but for way fucking different reasons. So it's like, it just undermines the whole fucking conversation, and that's kind of the point. Because when you have, like, Nazis, spewing genuine anti-Semitism and being more emboldened to do so, because they're like, see? Basically. Then, people that are just critical of the fucking state of Israel and critical of the philosophy of Zionism and its fascistic, agenda and shit, just get lumped in with that. So, I mean, that's the whole problem and really the point. It's to undermine, the actual, like, criticisms, of Zionism, and lumping in with, like, genuine anti-Semitism, even though it's not the same fucking thing.
They're Americans literally see something that they're not used to, and they're like, why is this foreign leader getting so much play? Why does he have so much motion in American Congress? You think this doesn't contribute to anti-Semitism? This is literally like an American Nazi's wet dream, okay? This is an American Nazi's wet dream. They're going to be like, they will run this over and over again to be like, see? They will take advantage of the lack of critical thinking. They will take advantage of the lack of critical thinking that the average American has on this issue. Because on the one side, on the Israeli front, Israel consistently uses Judaism as a cynical deployment, a cynical shield to be like, yeah, we're doing this for Jews around the world. Joe Biden then reiterates that point and says, not a single Jew would be safe without Israel being a Jewish ethno-state. So Americans also associate Israel with Judaism when they shouldn't. Okay?
Yep.
But there is no greater way to make that argument like, oh, see, look, Jews control the media, Jews control the Congress, like, look at this, is exactly what Nazis are going to say over and over and over again, especially as these dickheads are giving him a standing ovation.
Aren't getting enough food. It's not because Israel is blocking it, it's because Hamas is stealing it.
What? Like, there are IDF blockades, that are preventing food from going in. Like, what in the actual fuck? Dude, this is just straight up, like, pure revisionism. Like, holy fucking shit, dude. Like, it's just literally lie after 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 lie. Like, it's just constant fucking lying, constant fucking lying, constant fucking lying. Like, it's just like fucking fascist lying and, like, just barbarism and bloodthirsty fucking savagery, just, like, foaming at the mouth, fucking, like, oh, we have to kill him, we have to...
What's next? So when Israel fights Hamas, we're fighting Iran. When we fight Hezbollah, we're fighting Iran. When we fight the Houthis, we're fighting Iran. And when we fight Iran, we're fighting the most radical and murderous enemy of the United States of America.
Oh my god, you bloodthirsty fucking freak. Like, this guy is, like, really trying to, like, be like, hey, let's fucking, like, go to war with, Iran so that we could drag, America into World War III and have, like, nukes launched and shit. It's like this fucking madman, dude. Like, I mean, he really is, like, the equivalent of, like, the Hitlerian madman, basically. I mean, like, this is just fucking insane shit. Like, and he's just allowed to have a standing O and all this shit going on, when it comes to, like, what his rhetoric is, because this is straight up if, like, I mean, this basically would be like if Charles Lindbergh won instead of FDR and fucking, allowed Hitler to make a standing ovation after his invasion of Poland or something to preserve the Germanic race or whatever the fuck.
And one more thing. When Israel acts to prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons that could destroy Israel and threaten every American city, every city that you come from. We're not.
Oh, fuck off. Because, hey, Biden did that, but then Trump, it destroyed all that. So, your favorite guy, Trump, ripped that deal apart when Obama was, made it so that, they couldn't get nukes. So, fuck off.
Protecting ourselves.
Like, this idea that, we're actually trying to protect ourselves. They're the biggest enemy, this and that, blah, 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 or whatever the fuck. It's just good fucking lord, bro. It's just beyond fucking ridiculous because, this idea that, it is just based off of, protectionism and defense. There's nothing, at this point from its entire, stated existence, from day one to now, where that justifies that shit. Or even, gives merit, to it. It just doesn't at this point. It's just fucking insane that there's just so much goddamn revisionism that this motherfucker is doing. It's making my fucking head spin, dude. Ugh, I can't take any more of this fucking unhinged fucking maniac. Jesus Christ. I understand policy objections to Harris, but women can't lead this country is retarded. So I said, Ironically, Rusky doesn't like BB. He says self-described anti-BB Zionist. Oh, but, he wants to, throw his fucking dick, into fucking genocide. So, it's fucking moron. He's finding the fucking Israelite pigs committing genocide. Also, remember the Constitution of the USA find anything that requires the president having a cock and balls. Damn. I think maybe he thinks BB isn't as effective enough. He didn't elaborate. Maybe he thinks BB is too feminine. Oh my god. Too feminine? Hold on, I gotta what the fuck? Wait, oops. What the fuck? BB's too feminine. You act too much like a lady. What the fuck, dude? Good lord. Man, hopefully Rip kind of ditches his ass, because, Jesus Christ, dude sounds like a fucking moron. Ugh. Gross. Ah, Dios mío. But, yeah, I think I'll go for now. And have my little coffee and all that shit. So, I'll come back a little later. After dealing with the things that need to be done for today, which I don't really have too much of a plan, but I know this much. I want to go grab some food. So. And you'll be back later tonight at some point. Maybe so. Who knows? But peace out for now, and call it good for now.